Doc, I'm just tired all the time. I sleep all right, eat okay, but I still wake up flat. I hear that nearly every day. Most people think, well, that's just getting older, isn't it? But here's the truth. It's not only about age, it's about how your body's running on the inside. Think of your body like a car you've driven for decades. When the engine oil gets low, it still runs, just not smoothly. You hear a little rattle, the gears don't shift right, and before long, the warning light flicks on. In your body, that warning light is fatigue, muscle twitches, poor sleep, and sometimes even a racing heart. And one of the quiet culprits is magnesium deficiency. Magnesium isn't some fancy supplement trend. It's a mineral your body uses every second. It keeps your muscles loose, your nerves calm, your heartbeat steady, and your energy flowing. Without enough of it, everything tightens up, from your blood vessels to your mood. A 2021 study from Monash University found that adults over 60 with low magnesium were twice as likely to report poor sleep and constant fatigue. The researchers described magnesium as the silent regulator of vitality. That means it doesn't make you feel young overnight. It simply helps your body run the way it's meant to. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Peter, 72. He came in saying, "Mate, I'm done. I can't even mow the lawn without stopping." His heart was fine, blood tests mostly okay, except for one thing, magnesium. We didn't start with pills. Just a few simple changes: spinach, almonds, a banana a day. 6 weeks later, Peter walked back in grinning. "Doc, I'm back to doing my morning walks again." Sometimes that's all it takes, a small change that wakes up your whole system. So if you're feeling more tired than you used to, if your sleep's restless, your muscles cramp, or your heart flutters for no reason, don't just blame the years. Your body might simply be asking for what it's missing. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore the 7 key signals your body sends when magnesium starts running low, and how you can fix them naturally, without spending a fortune. You're watching Haroo Health. Remember, small changes today can make next year feel completely different. "Doc, I just can't sleep through the night anymore. I wake up at 3 in the morning for no reason wide awake, and I'm buggered the next day." If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most people think poor sleep is just a part of getting older, but it's actually your body trying to tell you something. See, sleep isn't just about rest. It's when your brain files away the day, your heart rate slows, your muscles recover, and your immune system resets itself. When that process gets interrupted, you don't just lose hours of rest, you lose the energy that keeps your whole system ticking. And one of the biggest reasons for that interruption? A quiet little mineral called magnesium. Magnesium is like nature's chill pill. It keeps your nerves calm, your muscles relaxed, and helps your body produce melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to sleep. A 2020 study from the University of Sydney's Sleep Research Centre found that older adults with low magnesium levels took 40% longer to fall asleep and woke up nearly twice as often during the night. The researchers said magnesium helps regulate the body's internal clock and improve sleep quality by relaxing the nervous system. I had a patient named Margaret, 71, retired teacher. She said, "Doc, I've been on sleeping pills for 10 years, but I still wake up exhausted." We tested her blood magnesium was low, so instead of more pills, we went back to basics. A banana in the evening, a handful of almonds, and a warm glass of soy milk before bed. 2 months later, she walked in with a smile. "Doctor, I slept right through the night and even dreamed again." That, to me, is real healing when your body remembers how to rest. Friends, good sleep isn't a luxury. It's the foundation of healthy aging. Without it, everything else, blood pressure, mood, digestion, starts to wobble. Magnesium doesn't knock you out like a pill. It restores the rhythm your body naturally knows, so you can drift off easily and stay asleep peacefully. So if you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., tossing and turning, Don't blame your age, blame the imbalance. Give your body what it needs, and it will thank you in the morning. And when your sleep finally finds its rhythm again, your heart will follow. In the next part, we'll talk about the third signal, when your heart starts to race, and how to calm it naturally. You're watching SilverVital. Small, simple changes can make next year feel completely different. Doc, I just can't sleep through the night anymore. I wake up at 3 in the morning for no reason, wide awake, and I'm buggered the next day. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most people think poor sleep is just a part of getting older, but it's actually your body trying to tell you something. See, sleep isn't just about rest. It's when your brain files away the day, your heart rate slows, your muscles recover, and your immune system resets itself. When that process gets interrupted, you don't just lose hours of rest, you lose the energy that keeps your whole system ticking. And one of the biggest reasons for that interruption? A quiet little mineral called magnesium. Magnesium is like nature's chill pill. It keeps your nerves calm, your muscles relaxed, and helps your body produce melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to sleep. A 2020 study from the University of Sydney's Sleep Research Centre found that older adults with low magnesium levels took 40% longer to fall asleep and woke up nearly twice as often during the night. The researchers said magnesium helps regulate the body's internal clock and improve sleep quality by relaxing the nervous system. I had a patient named Margaret, 71, retired teacher. She said, "Doc, I've been on sleeping pills for 10 years, but I still wake up exhausted." We tested her blood magnesium was low, so instead of more pills, we went back to basics. A banana in the evening, a handful of almonds, and a warm glass of soy milk before bed. 2 months later, she walked in with a smile. "Doctor, I slept right through the night and even dreamed again." That, to me, is real healing when your body remembers how to rest. Friends, good sleep isn't a luxury. It's the foundation of healthy aging. Without it, everything else, blood pressure, mood, digestion starts to wobble. Magnesium doesn't knock you out like a pill. It restores the rhythm your body naturally knows, so you can drift off easily and stay asleep peacefully. So, if you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., tossing and turning, don't blame your age, blame the imbalance. Give your body what it needs, and it will thank you in the morning. And when your sleep finally finds its rhythm again, your heart will follow. In the next part, we'll talk about the third signal, when your heart starts to race, and how to calm it naturally. You're watching, Doc, I don't get it. I sleep well, I eat well, but I'm still exhausted by lunchtime. Sound familiar? You're not lazy, and it's not just age catching up with you. What you're feeling is your body quietly running out of fuel. Think of your body like a farm ute. It's tough, reliable, been running for years. But when the fuel mix isn't right, even the best engine starts coughing and slowing down. That bad fuel feeling in your body often comes down to one simple thing: low magnesium. Magnesium's job is to help turn the food you eat into real, usable energy. It activates the little power plants inside your cells, the mitochondria, the same ones that keep your muscles strong and your brain clear. When magnesium runs low, it's like trying to run a marathon with no petrol in the tank. You're pushing the accelerator, but nothing's there. A 2021 study from the University of Queensland School of Medicine found that adults over 60 with lower magnesium levels were twice as likely to report chronic fatigue and muscle weakness, even when their diet looked healthy enough. The researchers said magnesium plays a key role in energy metabolism. Without it, your cells simply can't recharge. I remember one patient, Brian, 69, retired carpenter. He told me, "Doc, I can't even make it to the letterbox without feeling knackered." His heart and lungs were fine, but his magnesium was low. We started small. A few almonds and spinach at breakfast, one banana in the afternoon, and a short walk around the block each day. 6 weeks later, he walked into the clinic with a grin. "Doc, I chopped some firewood yesterday. Haven't done that in years." That's the power of balance, not miracle drugs, just giving the body what it's missing. Fatigue isn't just tiredness. It's your body saying, I'm out of rhythm, and rhythm is what magnesium restores in your cells, your muscles, and your mind. According to a 2020 report by the Australian Nutrition Society, more than 70% of Australians over 60 don't get enough magnesium through diet alone, often because processed foods have replaced the natural ones that used to fill the pantry generations ago. But here's the good news. You don't need fancy supplements or imported powders. You just need to go back to the basics. Simple, whole foods that your grandparents used to eat. Nuts, greens, oats, beans. That's real energy. That's what keeps the engine humming. So, if you're waking up tired every day, dragging your feet through the morning, and wondering why your spark's gone, listen to your body. It's not asking for more coffee, it's asking for magnesium. And when your energy returns, something else changes too, your sleep. In the next part, we'll talk about how magnesium helps you rest deeply and wake up refreshed. You're watching SilverVital. Small, steady changes today make next year completely different. Doc, I'm wide awake at 3 a.m. again. I lie there, staring at the ceiling, and my brain just won't switch off. You know, I hear that every single week. And most people tell me the same thing. That's just old age, right? But the truth is, it's not just the years catching up. It's your body losing the rhythm it once had. Sleep's not simply rest. It's when your brain files the day away, your heart slows down, your muscles repair, and your immune system resets for the next sunrise. When that rhythm falls apart, you don't just lose sleep, you lose recovery, focus, and peace of mind. And one of the quietest reasons for broken sleep is a mineral most people never think about: magnesium. Magnesium is like nature's brake pedal. It calms the nerves, steadies the heartbeat, and tells your body, all right, mate, it's time to switch off. A 2020 study from the University of Sydney Sleep Research Centre found that older adults with low magnesium took 40% longer to fall asleep and woke up nearly twice as often through the night. The scientists explained that magnesium helps regulate melatonin and keeps the body's internal clock ticking smoothly. I had a patient, Barbara, 74, who told me, Doc, I've been on sleeping pills for 8 years, but I still wake up shattered. Her tests showed low magnesium. Instead of another prescription, we tried something simple: a banana after dinner, a handful of almonds, and a warm glass of soy milk before bed. 6 weeks later, she said, smiling, Doctor, I finally slept through the night and even dreamed. That's when you know the body's found its rhythm again. Good sleep isn't a luxury, it's maintenance. It keeps your blood pressure steady, clears your head, and lifts your mood for the whole day. Magnesium doesn't knock you out like a pill. It restores the switch that lets you drift off naturally. According to a 2021 report from Monash University's School of Public Health, Australians over 65 who maintained adequate magnesium intake reported better energy and sharper memory, alongside improved sleep quality. So, if you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., don't just reach for stronger pills, reach for balance. A small bowl of spinach, a banana, or a few nuts might do more for you than any tablet. When your sleep returns, something else follows: your heart rhythm. In the next part, we'll look at the fourth signal when your heart starts to race and how to calm it naturally. Doc, my heart just starts pounding out of nowhere. I'll be sitting quietly, and suddenly I can feel it thumping in my chest. I've heard that from so many of my patients. Most of them look worried and ask, is it my heart giving out? And I always tell them, not necessarily. Sometimes your heart's just running on the wrong fuel. You see, your heart isn't just a muscle, it's an electrical system. It beats over 100,000 times a day, every single day, without rest. To keep that rhythm steady, your body relies on minerals, particularly magnesium, which helps control those electrical signals. When magnesium runs low, those signals start to misfire. Your heart races one moment, slows the next, and you feel that fluttering in your chest that makes you uneasy. A 2020 study from Monash University's School of Cardiology found that older adults with low magnesium levels were 3 times more likely to experience irregular heart rhythms, especially at night. The researchers concluded, in seniors, many arrhythmias are not caused by disease itself, but by electrolyte imbalance, especially magnesium deficiency. I remember one of my patients, Jack, 73, retired truck driver. He came in pale and anxious, saying, "Doc, it's like my heart's got a mind of its own." His ECG looked fine, but his magnesium levels were low. We added a few simple changes: more leafy greens, a handful of nuts each day, and a magnesium-rich multivitamin after dinner. 2 months later, he popped back in and said, "Doc, the flutter's gone. I can finally sleep without worrying." That's when I knew his rhythm had found peace again. Magnesium acts like the conductor of an orchestra. When it's missing, every instrument plays out of tune. Your heartbeat, your blood pressure, even your mood. But when it's back in balance, everything starts to work together again, calm and steady. According to a 2021 Heart Foundation of Australia report, around 1 in 4 older Australians experience mild or undiagnosed heart rhythm changes due to mineral imbalance. It's not about weakness, it's about maintenance. Your body, like your car, needs regular tuning. Skip a service and the engine starts to misfire. If your heart ever feels like it's racing, don't panic, just pause and breathe. Sometimes, your body isn't breaking down. It's simply asking for the balance it once had. And restoring that balance doesn't have to cost a fortune. Just a little awareness and a few smart habits. Because when your heart settles, the rest of your body follows. In the next part, we'll talk about the 5th signal, when blood pressure starts to rise and fall, and what it really means. "Doc, my blood pressure's all over the place. It's fine in the morning, then shoots up by dinner. Some days it's low, some days it's high, I just can't figure it out." I hear this from a lot of older Aussies. Most think it's just part of aging, but really, it's your blood vessels trying to get your attention. Blood pressure isn't just a number on a screen. It's your body's way of showing how flexible or how stiff your blood vessels have become. When magnesium levels drop, the tiny muscles around your blood vessels can't relax properly. The walls tighten, the flow changes, and your blood pressure jumps up and down like a yo-yo. A 2021 study from the University of Melbourne's Department of Cardiology found that adults over 65 with low magnesium were twice as likely to experience unstable blood pressure and had a 40% higher risk of developing hypertension over time. The researchers wrote, "Magnesium deficiency reduces vascular elasticity and disrupts blood pressure control mechanisms." One of my patients, Helen, 72, came in with a notebook full of blood pressure readings. 165 one day, 115 the next. She looked frustrated and said, "I'm doing everything right, why does it keep jumping?" Her diet was decent, but her magnesium was low. We made small tweaks, a bit more spinach, tofu, seaweed, and a handful of nuts daily. 2 months later, she came back smiling. "Doc, it's finally steady, and my head feels clear again." Blood pressure swings might seem harmless, but over time, they wear out your arteries, like waves slowly chipping away at a rock. The result? Headaches, dizziness, and sometimes even stroke risk. But here's the good news. Your body can recover its balance. Magnesium helps your blood vessels relax, letting blood flow smoothly again, just like oiling a rusty hinge, so the door opens quietly. A 2020 Heart Foundation of Australia review showed that even a 10% boost in magnesium intake reduced blood pressure spikes by 22%. So before you reach for another pill, remember, sometimes it's not about more medication, it's about giving your body the minerals it's been quietly missing. I always tell my patients, your arteries are living tissue, they remember what you feed them. Treat them gently with good food, less stress, and steady habits, and they'll repay you with calm, stable pressure. And when your blood vessels finally find that balance, your brain thanks you too. Your memory sharpens, your thinking clears, and life feels lighter again. In the next part, we'll talk about the sixth signal, when memory starts to fade and focus drifts away, and what you can do to get it back natural. Doc, I walk into a room and forget why I went there. I put my keys down and spend half the morning finding them. My head just feels foggy. Sound familiar? You're not alone, I hear that from older Aussies almost every day. And most of them laugh it off and say, "Oh well, that's old age for you." But here's what I always tell them. Forgetfulness isn't a sign you're broken. It's your brain saying, "I'm running on low power." Your brain's like a busy city. Billions of messages shooting around every second. Traffic lights switching, signals crossing, power lines buzzing. And the mineral that keeps those lights green, the one that keeps everything running smoothly, is magnesium. Magnesium helps your brain cells send messages clearly. When you don't have enough, the signals slow down, and your memory feels like a radio losing reception. A 2022 study from the University of New South Wales found that seniors with low magnesium levels scored 30% lower in short-term memory tests and reacted slower in daily tasks. The researchers said magnesium deficiency increases oxidative stress in the brain. Basically, it makes brain cells age faster. I remember one of my patients, Alan, 71, retired maths teacher. He said, "Doc, I used to remember every student's name. Now I forget what I went to the shed for." His scans looked fine, nothing serious, but his magnesium levels were low. We added spinach, almonds, and soy milk to his diet and got him out walking 20 minutes a day in the morning, Sunday. 2 months later, he came back laughing. "Doc, I remembered my neighbor's dog's name for the first time in ages." That's when I told him, "See, it's not your brain failing, it's your spark returning." Memory loss doesn't happen overnight. It fades quietly, like a photograph losing color over the years. But with the right nutrition and rhythm, that color can come back. Magnesium helps recharge your brain cells and clears away that mental fog that slows you down. A 2021 report from the Australian Dementia Research Centre showed that people over 65 who maintained healthy magnesium intake had a 32% lower risk of early cognitive decline and performed better in attention and recall tasks. The study concluded that magnesium acts as a neuroprotective mineral, supporting the electrical balance of brain activity. Here's what I tell my patients. Don't try to be perfect, just be consistent. 1 handful of nuts, a bit of leafy greens, or a warm glass of soy milk at night. They all add up. That's how you rebuild focus and clarity naturally. So if you find yourself forgetting things lately, don't panic and don't be hard on yourself. It's not about losing your mind. It's about giving your brain what it's been missing. Because when your memory sharpens again, something else improves too, your mood and appetite. In the next part, we'll talk about the 7th signal, when appetite disappears and digestion slows. Your body's way of asking for balance. "Doc, I just don't feel like eating anymore. Even when I do, food feels heavy and sits in my stomach for hours." I hear that all the time. Most people think it's just my age, my stomach's slowing down. But that's only part of it. What's really happening is that your body's engine has lost its spark. Your digestive system is like an engine. When it's got the right fuel and rhythm, everything runs smoothly. But when magnesium levels drop, those muscles that push food through your gut lose strength, and the whole process slows right down. That's when you get bloating, nausea, or that heavy, uncomfortable feeling after even a small meal. A 2019 study from the University of Sydney's Gastroenterology Department found that older adults with low magnesium had a 36% higher chance of chronic indigestion and loss of appetite. The researchers wrote that magnesium supports the release of digestive enzymes and helps intestinal muscles move food along naturally. One of my patients, Jean, 70 years old, told me, "Doc, I used to love a Sunday roast, but now even the smell of it puts me off." Her tests showed low magnesium, so we made some small changes. A little tofu, spinach, seaweed, and soy milk each day. When she came back 2 months later, she smiled and said, "Doctor, food actually tastes good again." And that, to me, is the first sign of real healing. When the body starts wanting to eat again, losing your appetite isn't just a stomach problem. It's your body saying, "I don't have enough spark to turn food into energy." Once your magnesium levels go up, digestion becomes easier, sleep improves, and your mood starts to lift as well. The gut and the brain are best mates. They talk to each other all the time. When your gut's off, your mood follows. That's why when you're anxious or down, you don't feel like eating. It's the same conversation, just in a different language. When the gut starts working again, your mind clears too. That's the quiet magic of magnesium. But here's the tricky part. When appetite drops, most people eat even less, which makes the deficiency worse. So don't worry about big meals. A small cup of soy milk, a handful of nuts, or a few spoonfuls of greens is enough to start rebuilding strength. Even a single bite is like striking a match. It reawakens the system. A 2020 study from the Australian Nutrition Society found that older adults who regularly ate beans, nuts, and leafy vegetables had higher magnesium levels and 11% better bone density than those who didn't. So remember, it's the small daily habits, not the expensive supplements, that bring lasting change. When your digestion starts to feel normal again, that's your body saying, "Thanks for looking after me." It's not age, it's recovery. And in the next part, we'll talk about why magnesium keeps disappearing from your body and the everyday habits that quietly drain it away. Doc, I eat well veggies, rice, even a bit of fish. So why am I still tired and getting cramps? That's one of the most common questions I get in the clinic. And the answer often surprises people. It's not just what you eat, it's what your body can hold on to. Magnesium exists in lots of foods we eat. But as we get older, our body gets worse at absorbing it. And a few everyday habits quietly drain it away. Let's talk about the 3 big culprits that rob your body of magnesium. 1. Too much caffeine and tea. Look, I love a good cuppa as much as anyone, but too much coffee or tea can flush magnesium right out of your system. Caffeine acts like a diuretic. It makes you pee out the minerals your body needs to keep. The more cups you drink, the more magnesium you lose. A 2019 study from Monash University's Department of Nutrition found that seniors who drank more than 3 cups of coffee or tea a day lost up to 18% more magnesium through urine than those who drank less. Now, I'm not saying quit your morning brew, just keep it balanced. 1 or 2 cups a day is fine, but sipping all day long might be doing more harm than good. 2. Many processed or Western-style foods. Remember when dinner used to be meat, 3 veg, and a bit of soup? These days, it's toast for breakfast, noodles for lunch, and something out of a packet for dinner. Processed foods strip out minerals, and magnesium's one of the first to go. The 2020 Australian Bureau of Statistics Nutrition Survey found that Australians over 60 are getting only 60% of the magnesium they need, mostly because fresh produce and legumes have been replaced by white bread, instant meals, and packaged snacks. So, it's not your fault. It's just the way our modern diets changed. But we can turn it around with a few simple swaps. Oats instead of toast, brown rice instead of white, a bit of spinach or avocado with dinner. 3. Long-term medication. Use especially antacids and diuretics. Many older Aussies take medication for blood pressure, heartburn, or reflux. And while those medicines help in the short term, they also block the gut's ability to absorb magnesium. A 2018 study from the University of Queensland Medical School showed that 40% of seniors taking antacids or diuretics long-term had hidden magnesium deficiency, even when their diet looked fine on paper. If you're on these medications, talk to your GP about checking your magnesium levels every now and then. It's an easy fix once you know what's going on. So, if you're feeling more tired lately, or your sleep, mood, or digestion are out of rhythm, it might not be just old age. It could be these simple, everyday habits quietly draining your tank. The good news is you can refill it. Cut down a coffee or two, eat a bit more real food, and talk to your doctor about your meds. Magnesium's a bit like the oil in your car. You don't think about it until it's gone. But when it runs out, everything starts squeaking and slowing down. Once you top it up, the engine runs smoothly again, quietly, reliably, just like before. But even if you start eating better, there's something else that can still block your progress. The wrong food combinations that cancel magnesium out completely. In the next part, we'll look at what not to eat together so your body can actually use what you're giving it. Doc, I take my magnesium every day. So why don't I feel any better? That's something I hear all the time. And usually, the problem isn't what they're taking. It's what they're taking it with. Magnesium's a bit of a delicate mineral. If you mix it with the wrong food or drink, your body can't absorb it properly, and most of it just goes straight through you. So let's go through the 3 biggest culprits that quietly cancel out magnesium. 1. Milk or high calcium foods. But doc, milk's good for you, isn't it? Of course, it is just not at the same time as magnesium. Calcium and magnesium compete for the same absorption channels in your gut. When you take them together, they block each other. So even if you're taking your supplements, your body might only be absorbing half of it. A 2017 study from Monash University's nutrition department found that adults who took calcium and magnesium within half an hour of each other absorbed 35% less magnesium than those who separated them by at least 2 hours. So, have your milk in the morning and magnesium later in the day. Give your body a bit of breathing room. 2. Alcohol and caffeinated drinks. A glass of wine or a cuppa here and there won't hurt. But if you're having multiple coffees or that nightly glass of red, it's worth rethinking. Alcohol and caffeine both act as diuretics, meaning they make you lose magnesium faster through your urine. A 2020 study from the University of Adelaide found that seniors who drank alcohol daily had 17% lower blood magnesium levels and 20% poorer sleep quality than non-drinkers. That relaxed feeling after a drink might help you nod off, but by morning, your body's more restless and dehydrated. So, go easy on the nightly tipple. Swap one drink for a warm tea or soy milk a few nights a week. 3. Taking too many supplements at once. This one's a biggie. I see people walk out of the chemist with half a pharmacy in a bag. Vitamin C, calcium, zinc, iron, magnesium, all swallowed together. But here's the catch. Vitamin C's acidity can bind to magnesium and stop it from being absorbed, while zinc competes for the same entry points in your gut. It's like trying to get 5 people through one door at once. No one gets in properly. A 2021 report by the Australian Society for Clinical Nutrition recommends separating supplements by 2 to 3 hours to allow proper absorption and reduce waste. So take your magnesium separately, maybe after lunch or before bed, and give your body time to use it. The secret isn't how much magnesium you take, it's how smartly you take it. Try this. Take magnesium 1 to 2 hours after meals, drink it with warm water, not milk or coffee, and let your body do its job quietly. That's how you get the real benefits. Steadier sleep, calmer nerves, and a stronger heart. You've worked hard your whole life to stay healthy. Don't let small timing mistakes undo your effort. Magnesium's a quiet worker, but when treated right, it gives you strength, calm, and stability. In the next part, I'll show you the 5 foods you should eat every day to naturally boost magnesium without spending a cent on supplements. Doc, can't I just get magnesium from food instead of taking tablets? Absolutely. The truth is, nature already gives us everything we need. The trick is remembering what to put on the plate. Today, let's talk about 5 simple foods that can naturally boost your magnesium and help you stay steady, calm, and full of energy without breaking the bank. 1. Spinach, the green that keeps you going. Spinach is one of the richest natural sources of magnesium. Just a small handful a day gives your muscles and nerves a real boost. A 2018 study from the University of Queensland School of Public Health found that older adults who ate spinach daily reported 25% less fatigue and had stronger muscle performance. Lightly steam it or toss it in with your morning eggs. It's simple, tasty, and a real powerhouse for energy. 2. Nuts. A handful of natural medicine. Almonds, walnuts, cashews. Small but mighty. Nuts are full of magnesium, healthy fats, and vitamin E, which help keep your heart healthy and your joints flexible. The 2020 Heart Foundation of Australia found that seniors who ate a handful of nuts daily had a 30% lower risk of heart disease and more stable blood pressure. So skip the chips, grab a few nuts instead. 3. Bananas, the yellow friend that calms your nerves. Bananas aren't just good for potassium, they're a great source of magnesium too. 1 banana a day helps steady your blood pressure, ease muscle cramps, and even calm your nerves. A 2019 study by the Australian Nutrition Society found that older adults who regularly ate bananas slept an average of 45 minutes longer per night and reported better morning energy. It's the perfect after-dinner snack, sweet, soft, and soothing for digestion. 4. Mackerel, the ocean secret for strong hearts. Mackerel, salmon, or sardines, all rich in magnesium and omega-3 fats that keep your heart ticking steadily. A 2021 study from the University of Sydney showed that people over 65 who ate fish 3 times a week had 25% slower memory decline and better blood flow to the brain. Lightly grilled or baked with lemon, simple, fresh, and full of life. 5. Soy milk and black beans. Strength for muscles and bones. Soy milk and black beans are fantastic sources of magnesium, plant-based protein, and isoflavones, nutrients that protect your bones and prevent muscle loss. A 2018 Monash University study found that older adults who regularly included legumes and soy milk had higher bone density and stronger muscle tone compared to those who didn't. A warm cup of soy milk in the morning is one of the easiest ways to start your day with balance. Now, here's the thing. Good health doesn't come from expensive vitamins or miracle cures. It comes from small daily habits that quietly repair your body from the inside out. Swap 1 cup of coffee for soy milk, add a handful of nuts to your lunch, or sneak a bit of spinach into your dinner. You'll notice the difference. Lighter mornings, calmer nights, and more steady energy. Because your body never forgets how to heal, give it good fuel, and it'll thank you in ways you can feel. In your heart, your sleep, and your smile. In the next part, we'll talk about how your life can completely change when you start these habits today, not tomorrow. Doc, at my age, does it really make a difference anymore? I've heard that question more times than I can count. And every time, I smile, because I've seen the answer with my own eyes. Yes, it does make a difference. In fact, even small changes today can completely change how you feel next year. You see, aging isn't about losing strength. It's about rebalancing what's gone missing. Magnesium is one of those quiet heroes that holds it all together. Your sleep, your energy, your mood, your digestion. When you refill that tank, your body remembers how to run smoothly again. I've seen it happen. People in their 70s, even 80s, coming back to life after years of fatigue and sleepless nights. Not because of some fancy treatment or expensive supplement, but because they started with something simple. Good food, small walks, a bit of sunlight, and consistency. A 2021 study from the University of Melbourne's Department of Aging Health found that seniors who improved their magnesium intake for just 6 months had better mobility, sharper memory, and fewer mood swings than those who didn't. The researchers wrote, "The 400-posen, the body's ability to heal remains intact. It simply needs the right environment." And I've seen that same truth every week in my clinic. One of my patients, Margaret, 76, once told me, "Doc, I thought this was just how life feels after 70. But after a few months of changing her diet, walking daily, and sleeping better," she said, "I didn't realize I could feel this light again." That's what I want for every one of you. not perfection, just a sense of ease again. You don't have to overhaul your life. You don't need to spend hundreds on pills. Just start small. Swap a coffee for soy milk. Add a handful of spinach or nuts to your lunch. Take a 10-minute walk in the Sunday. Do that for 3 months and see what happens. Your body will thank you in its own quiet way, with calmer nights, steadier mornings, and that spark you thought was gone forever. Because here's the truth, mate. It's never too late to start healing. The moment you begin, your body begins too. And every small effort adds up to something powerful. A year from now, you could wake up feeling stronger, lighter, and more alive. So don't wait for the right time. The right time is now. Start today. Not for anyone else, but for yourself. Because if you start now, next year will be completely different. You've been watching SilverVital. Small, steady changes today can make your tomorrow brighter, calmer, and stronger.